The world is a battlefield, not of swords or steel, but of thoughts, choices, and courage. Every day, you stand at the edge of a chasm, fear on one side, destiny on the other. Most people never cross. They linger, paralyzed, whispering excuses to themselves, believing safety lies in stillness. But safety is a lie. To stand still is to surrender. To hesitate is to be conquered. The only path forward is through the fire of fear, into the life you were born to claim. Will you conquer fear, or will you let it conquer you? Fear is not your enemy. It is your compass. It points to the places where growth awaits, where your potential lies buried beneath layers of doubt. Napoleon Hill once said that fear is the shadow of desire. What you fear most is often what you want most. The dream of building an empire, the vision of standing tall in your truth, the yearning to break free from the chains of mediocrity. These are the things that stir the heart and awaken the soul. But they come with a price. That price is facing the unknown, the uncertain, the uncomfortable. The question is not whether fear will appear. It will. The question is whether you will let it define you. Consider Thomas Edison, a man who stared into the abyss of failure over 10,000 times before he lit the world with his incandescent bulb. Each failed experiment was a whisper of fear. What if this never works? What if I'm a fool? Yet Edison understood something profound. Fear is not a wall, it's a door. Every time he faced it, he stepped through, not because he was fearless, but because he refused to let fear be his master. He knew that on the other side of every doubt was a discovery, and on the other side of every setback was a triumph. You too stand at that same threshold. The fears you face today are the gateways to your tomorrow. But let's be clear, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to act in spite of it. It's the trembling hand that still reaches for the pen, the unsteady voice that still speaks its truth, the weary heart that still dares to dream. Courage is a muscle, forged in the fire of action. Every time you choose to move forward, even when your knees shake, you strengthen that muscle. Every time you say no to the seductive pull of comfort, you carve a deeper path toward your destiny. The world doesn't reward the fearless. It rewards the relentless. Look at Abraham Lincoln, a man who faced a lifetime of fears, poverty, rejection, loss, and the weight of a fractured nation. He could have retreated. He could have let the whispers of doubt, "You're not enough, you'll fail, you're unworthy," consume him. But Lincoln understood that fear is a test. It's the universe asking, "Do you want this badly enough?" He answered with action, with resolve, with a vision that burned brighter than his insecurities. He didn't wait for fear to vanish. He moved forward, and fear followed, shrinking in the shadow of his purpose. Your purpose is your shield. It's the fire in your chest that no storm can extinguish. But purpose doesn't come to those who wait. It's not a gift handed down from the heavens. Purpose is discovered in the act of moving towards something greater than yourself. It's found in the quiet moments when you ask, "What am I willing to fight for? What am I willing to endure?" Walt Disney, a man who built an empire from a mouse and a dream, faced bankruptcy, betrayal, and ridicule. Yet he clung to a vision, a world where imagination could reign. That vision was his North Star, guiding him through the darkest nights of fear. What is your North Star? What vision burns so brightly in your soul that no fear can dim it? Clarity is the blade that cuts through fear's fog. Most people drift through life, haunted by vague desires and nameless anxieties. They fear failure, but they've never defined success. They fear rejection, but they've never clarified their mission. Without clarity, fear becomes a shapeless monster, growing larger with every unasked question. But when you define your purpose, when you name your destination, fear loses its power. It becomes a mere obstacle, not a destiny. Andrew Carnegie, the steel titan who rose from poverty to unimaginable wealth, didn't stumble into success. He saw it clearly, every step, every sacrifice, every goal. He wrote his ambitions down, etched them into his mind, and let them guide him like a lighthouse through the storms of doubt. Take a moment now. Close your eyes and see your life as it could be. Not as it is, not as others expect it to be, but as you dare to imagine it. See the person you could become, the impact you could make, the legacy you could leave. That vision is not a fantasy. It's a blueprint. It's the map that will lead you through the wilderness of fear. But a map is useless if you don't take the first step. Action is the spark that turns dreams into reality. It's the hammer that shatters the chains of doubt. Henry Ford didn't just dream of a car for every man. He built it, piece by piece, failure by failure, until the world changed. Action is your power. Use it. Discipline is the bridge between vision and victory. Fear thrives in chaos, in the scattered mind and the wavering will. Discipline starves it. When you commit to daily habits, to showing up even when you don't feel like it, you build a fortress that fear cannot penetrate. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about choosing progress over excuses, day after day, until the life you want becomes the life you live. Consider J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter in the face of poverty, rejection, and despair. She didn't wait for inspiration. She sat down, day after day, and wrote. Her discipline turned a fleeting idea into a world that inspired millions. What could your discipline create? Gratitude is the antidote to fear's poison. Fear grows in the soil of lack, in the belief that you don't have enough, that you aren't enough. But gratitude shifts your gaze. It reminds you of the battles you've already won, the strengths you already possess, the blessings that surround you. When you focus on what you have, fear's voice grows faint. Oprah Winfrey, a woman who rose from unimaginable hardship to global influence, never let fear define her story. She cultivated gratitude for every lesson, every opportunity, every moment of grace. That gratitude fueled her resilience, her ability to rise again and again. What are you grateful for today? Name it. Feel it. Let it anchor you. Adaptability is the weapon that turns fear into fuel. The world is not static, and neither are you. Fear often comes from clinging to the familiar, to the way things should be. But the greatest minds in history, Einstein, Tesla, Steve Jobs, thrived because they embraced change. They saw every challenge as a chance to learn, every failure as a lesson in disguise. When you adopt this mindset, fear becomes a teacher, not a tyrant. It shows you where you need to grow, what you need to learn, how you need to evolve. The next time fear knocks, don't hide. Open the door and ask, what can you teach me? Resilience is the fire that forges your soul. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path, strip away your comforts, and challenge your resolve. But resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's about walking through it. It's about falling 7 times and rising 8. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, yet he emerged not with bitterness, but with a vision for a better world. His resilience turned suffering into strength, fear into freedom. Your struggles are not your end. They are your making. Every scar is a story of survival. Every wound is a badge of courage. Wear them proudly. Learning is the key that unlocks your potential. Fear thrives on ignorance, on the belief that you can't, that you don't know how. But knowledge is power. Every skill you acquire, every book you read, every lesson you embrace is a step toward mastery. Benjamin Franklin, a man who shaped a nation with nothing but his mind and his will, never stopped learning. He saw every moment as an opportunity to grow, to refine, to become. What are you learning today? What skill, what insight, what truth will you claim to conquer the fears that hold you back? Now, as you stand at the crossroads of your life, the choice is yours. Fear will always be there, whispering, tempting, pulling you toward the easy path. But you are not here for easy. You are here for greatness. You are here to build, to create, to inspire, to become. The world is waiting for your light, for your courage, for your unrelenting spirit. Conquer fear, not by denying it, but by defying it. Step into the unknown. Embrace the struggle. Claim your destiny. The only thing standing between you and the life you were born to live is the decision to act. Make it now. Conquer fear, or be conquered.